My cat won a pet food contest. Prize, $250,000. Today we're jumping into a story that's honestly so weird you might think we made it up. Yeah. We're talking about the fallout, the just total chaos when a cat accidentally wins a huge pet food contest. Like $250,000, huge.
Yeah, a cat. It's a really wild look at sudden fame, sudden money, told by the person whose life got completely turned upside down by it. Our mission here is to sort of unpack what happens, the really strange realities and the personal cost when your pet becomes a celebrity overnight. What does that even mean?
Okay, so the cat's name is Meatball. Apparently a big, floofy Maine Coon, looks permanently annoyed. You know the type. His owner, just a regular guy, office job in Oregon, snaps a picture, Meatball's in a laundry basket, sock on his head, posts it to Instagram, casual stuff.
Right, totally forgets about it. Then, months later, bam, email. Turns out his sister, get this, entered Meatball into some big national pet food mascot contest.
Yeah.
Without asking.
No way.
Yes, and she wrote like a 500-word essay comparing this grumpy cat to Mr. Rogers. Seriously.
That's ambitious.
And he wins. The whole thing. So suddenly there's this prize, $250,000, plus an NDA, contracts. Meatball is now America's new face of flavor.
Oh my God. Imagine opening that box. Huge check inside, maybe some glitter. You'd think it's a joke, right? But it's real. And then, almost immediately, you see how this kind of money just changes everything with people. His mom calls, crying happy tears, apparently suggesting he move back home so she can help raise him properly. The cat.
And the ex-girlfriend, the one who said he lacked ambition. Suddenly she's texting, wanting to catch up.
Of course she is.
Exactly. It just shows you, doesn't it? The way unearned money can really bring out the opportunism. And then there was cousin Brad.
Oh, boy. What did Brad want?
Brad had visionary ideas. We're talking Meatball NFTs, Meatball DJ sets at Coachella, actual pitches the owner had to, politely decline.
Coachella for a cat, that's something else.
It sounds made up, but nope. Real life.
And the privacy thing must have been insane. The story mentions people just showing up at his apartment.
Literal strangers. Yeah. Someone apparently knitted a cat cape, said influencer on it.
Wow.
And DMs asking for cat collabs.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to go buy groceries and seeing your own cat's grumpy face staring back from, every bag of kibble.
That would be surreal. Yeah. Everywhere you look.
Totally.
Yeah.
It really shines a light on this whole weird world of pet fame, Where does pet ownership end and brand management begin? Plus the actual burdens kicked in fast. Landlord jacked up the rent.
Seriously, why?
I did the cat's increased household income. I'm not kidding.
Can't make this stuff up.
And the sister, the essay writer, demanded 20% creative royalties since she manifested it.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, apparently that caused a huge fight when he didn't immediately agree.
This is getting wilder. What about this petfluencer gala?
Right. He gets dragged to this thing in L.A., finds himself sitting next to someone's pet lizard. Lizard has 1.2 million TikTok followers.
A lizard influencer, okay.
And someone at the gala seriously suggested Meatball should learn to skateboard for sponsorships.
Skateboard. A Maine Coon.
Meanwhile, Meatball himself, zero cares given, still knocking stuff over, clawing ankles, just being a cat, completely oblivious.
That's the amazing part. He has no idea.
And that really hits the owner hard. He talks about working for a decade, emails, deadlines, promotions, getting basically nowhere, financially speaking. Meatball sits in a box, looks annoyed, and suddenly he's loaded. The owner says, a cat owns me, emotionally, financially, spiritually. You can feel the resentment.
Yeah, that's a powerful contrast, effort versus viral cat picture.
Yeah.
So wrapping this up, this deep dive really shows the profound irony. Life-changing money arrives via a cat who couldn't care less, and it just unleashes total chaos for the human involved.
Exactly. And I think Meatball's story leaves us with a couple of key things to chew on. First, maybe how much the link between work and reward is getting kind of warped in our digital viral age. Second, how sudden, unearned wealth can expose some pretty absurd human behavior. Opportunism, entitlement, the works, and maybe, just maybe, true fame or perhaps true contentment is just being completely indifferent like Meatball, even when the world's losing its mind over you. Something to think about anyway.
I found out my wife was cheating because the TikTok she made about it went viral.
Well, pretty startling. A really modern story of betrayal.
Yeah, it really hits that intersection of technology and personal lives. The source is quite something.
Right. It's a Reddit post from Youthy Suburban Void. Get this title. I found out my wife was cheating because the TikTok she made about it went viral.
I mean, just hearing that title, you know it's going to be a journey.
Exactly. So our mission here is to unpack how easily our digital lives can, sometimes without us even realizing, expose really private stuff, and what happens when that drama goes huge.
And this post is such a perfect, if painful, example. It gives us this unique window into trust, tech, how we perform online, and how disconnected that can be from reality.
Okay, so let's get into it. The discovery itself is unbelievable. So we've got this 34-year-old guy. He's on his lunch break, just casually scrolling TikTok, like you do.
Pretty standard.
And then a video pops up, trending. It already has like 1.2 million views.
Yeah.
And it's his wife, his 32-year-old wife, Emily.
Oh, wow. Just right there on his feed.
Right there. She's in a hotel robe, and the text on the screen says, when you're on a business trip but your husband thinks you're in Omaha Ham.
Okay, that's bad. Yeah. But the caption.
The caption is the real gut punch. POV, you're cheating on your husband and the dick is way better so, with Doja Cat playing.
Wow. Just wow. No ambiguity there at all.
None. And the proof was immediate, right? It wasn't just that it looked like her.
Exactly. That's key. He knew instantly it was the hotel he'd booked for her supposed trip, using his own Marriott points.
Oh, man. The irony.
And he saw specific things of the birthmark, right? And a hair clip he'd actually bought her. So, zero deniability. It was her.
And there was that other detail at the end of the video.
Someone off screen, clearly a guy, tosses a pillow into the frame. All you see is like a hairy arm and a silver watch.
A detail that, comes back later. So this wasn't a one-off mistake, was it? He found more.
No, not at all. He then found this other TikTok account she had, one he knew nothing about. And it was full of videos she framed as jokes.
Jokes? Like?
Well, one particularly bad one had like 400,000 views already. She's lip syncing to some audio. When he thinks you're loyal, but you've got your side piece on speed dial.
Oh, come on.
And the caption, he still hasn't figured it out, lol.
The casualness, that's what he mentioned, right? The arrogance.
Exactly. He said it wasn't just the cheating, but the performance of it all.
Yeah.
Feeling like a side character in the Emily show.
That really speaks to how people use social media, doesn't it? That line between private life and public persona.
It's completely blurred. It's
Yeah.
like, who are you performing for? And what happens when the wrong audience sees it? Which is exactly what happened here.
So the confrontation must have been intense.
You'd think so. But he apparently waited 2 days, acted normal, then just hit her with, how's Omaha?
Simple. Direct.
Yeah. And she apparently tried to gaslight him immediately. You know, you're being paranoid, stuff like that. Until he just pulled out his phone and played the TikTok. The viral one.
Game over. What could she even say?
This is maybe the most revealing part. Her response wasn't, I'm sorry. It was, I didn't think it would go viral.
Wow. Not sorry she did it. Sorry she got caught so publicly.
Precisely. It speaks volumes about maybe how she saw the consequences or lack thereof online. Like, it wasn't real unless millions saw it.
So what happened then? Immediately.
He packed a bag that night, filed for separation pretty much straight away. And now he sees her video in, like, top 10 messy TikTok cheaters compilations online.
Oh, that's rough. And people defending her in the comments.
Yeah, he mentioned seeing comments like, you go, girl, which must just add another layer of hurt.
Unbelievable. And that final twist. The guy in the video.
Right, the hairy arm and the silver watch.
Yeah.
Turns out that was her coworker.
Okay.
The same coworker who gave a speech at their wedding.
No, that's devastating. The betrayal just kept unfolding.
Completely. Amplified and immortalized online.
So bringing this back to you listening, what does a story like this even mean for us? In a world where your deepest betrayal could become like trending content.
Yeah. How does it change how we think about trust, about privacy, what we choose to put out there?
It really makes you pause and think.
Definitely. And maybe the question to leave you with is this. When life feels increasingly like a performance online, how do we manage the fact that our digital choices are often permanent? And what happens when they collide so spectacularly with our real personal relationships?
Something to really consider.
I proposed at Comic-Con dressed as Shrek. She said no.
We're the place you come to when you want the real insights, the surprising facts pulled from all sorts of source material.
That's right.
And today, well, we're diving into a Reddit thread. It's It's kind of hilarious, a bit cringeworthy, but actually really insightful about relationships.
Oh, yeah. It's quite the story.
Our mission today, figure out how this one guy's, let's call it grand gesture at Comic-Con went so spectacularly wrong.
And more importantly, what lessons we can all pull from it. It's a fantastic look at that gap between what someone intends and how it actually lands.
Especially for big life moments, right?
Exactly. We'll unpack why this proposal failed and what it says about, well, actually preparing for commitment.
Okay, let's get into it. So we've got this 29-year-old guy. He wants to propose to his girlfriend, Erin. She's 27.
3 years together.
Yeah, 3 years. Met online on a subreddit for obscure horror comics, which is pretty specific.
It is. And they bonded over not liking the whole Joker as a personality type thing.
Yeah. And they had a cat named Guillermo. So, I mean, it sounds like a solid base, doesn't it?
It does on the surface. That shared niche interest thing can feel really, really strong. They'd moved in, they shared food like two gremlins. That suggests intimacy.
Right. Like real comfort.
But maybe that comfort masked a lack of deeper talk about the big things.
Well, that brings us to the plan. His plan.
Oh, the plan.
He decides to propose at Comic-Con in a full Shrek costume.
Full Shrek costume. You can't make this stuff up.
He thought, and this is a quote, it would be clever, wholesome, romantic, because she liked Shrek memes.
Okay, liking memes is one thing.
She apparently cry-laughed at Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life videos, had the better out than in sticker. So he orders this super detailed cosplay from an Etsy seller named OgreDaddy69.
Oh, dear.
Complete with silicone ears, a jiggling belly, the works. And he practiced the accent. Will ye be me princess forevermore?
Wow. Wow. So where does a shared joke become this?
A public spectacle.
Yeah.
Without checking first. That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? He assumed shared humor meant shared values on, like, a life-altering event.
A very public one at that. It seems he mistook her enjoyment of the meme for a desire to live the meme in a serious moment.
So, fast forward to day 2 of Comic-Con. He's sweating in his costume inside a porta potty. Finds Erin chatting with some Avatar cosplayers.
The setting is just perfect, isn't it?
And he goes, as he put it, full Swamp Prince, shouting, "Princess Fiona, I've traveled from far, far away to ask for your hand in marriage."
Oh, no.
Bones come out instantly. Someone claps. A Deadpool yells, "Do it for the swamp!"
Of course a Deadpool yelled that.
But Erin, not the reaction he wanted. She kind of laughs nervously and then just freezes.
Yeah.
And says, "Oh my God, no, not like this."
Oof, not like this. That's key.
She goes, "Oh, but I haven't even talked about this. I'm sorry, I can't. Not like this. Not now." And then she just walks away.
Leaves him there in the Shrek suit.
Kneeling.
Yeah.
The silence was described as anime mouth agape silent.
I can picture it.
Yeah.
Painfully awkward.
Then a little kid in a Batman cape asks his mom, "Mommy, why is Shrek crying?"
Oh, that's brutal.
He just mutters, "Well, better out than in," I always say, and kind of waddles off to change.
So it wasn't just a no. It was a rejection of the whole approach, the spectacle.
Exactly. That not like this is everything.
Yeah.
It shows the massive disconnect. She felt ambushed.
Completely ambushed. And later she told him, this wasn't her idea of romantic at all. And crucially, they weren't ready.
They actually stayed together for a bit after that, like 48 hours in this weird limbo.
Yeah, trying to process, I guess, but it didn't last.
A month later, amicable breakup. He got the cat, Guillermo, and started therapy.
Which sounds like a good move. So
Yeah.
What did he learn? What was his takeaway?
He realized he'd focused so much on being funny and unique,
Yeah.
the grand gesture part.
Instead of the actual foundation.
Right. They'd never really talked about marriage seriously. Timelines, money, kids, where they'd live long term, none of it.
He thought the memes and the shared fandom stuff was enough. A common trap, maybe?
Could be. His advice now is pretty blunt. Don't propose in costume unless you've, explicitly agreed on it.
Definitely talk about marriage before you make it a public event.
And maybe skip the Shrek accent.
Probably good advice all around.
So, when we unpack this whole thing, what's the core lesson for you, for listeners?
It really hammers home that communication isn't just about talking more. It's about talking about the right things, the hard things.
Yeah, the stuff that isn't always fun or meme-worthy.
Exactly. Shared interests are great. They build connection, but they aren't a substitute for actual explicit alignment on life goals and values.
It's so easy to assume, isn't it? To project what you think is romantic or meaningful onto someone else.
Especially when you share a lot of jokes and, inside references, it can create this illusion of perfect sync.
This deep dive reminds us, even really solid-seeming relationships need that open, sometimes awkward conversation about the big steps, way beyond the memes.
It's a powerful lesson. A grand gesture, however funny or well-intentioned, can't replace that foundation of shared expectations, of real discussion.
Makes you think.
It does. Maybe ask yourself, what unspoken assumptions might be floating around in your relationships right now, especially about those major milestones? Worth considering.
My wife was secretly draining our savings for years. Now I'm broke and sleeping on my brother's couch.
It pulls back the curtain on financial betrayal inside a marriage.
Yeah, it's quite the account.
Our mission here is to try and pull out some key insights from this story of trust, deception, and honestly just devastating consequences.
We're looking at a post from a 34-year-old man. His username is You Broke and Bamboozled. And the title alone, wow, it just tells you so much. My wife was secretly draining our savings for years. Now I'm broke and sleeping on my brother's couch.
Oof.
It's a really powerful look at, the hidden side of money in relationships.
So this story, it starts about 6 years into his marriage with Claire. He's 34, works in IT, making around $90,000 a year. Thought he was pretty good with money,
Right, he felt competent. And Claire, she's 33, she often told him she trusted him with finances.
Which he probably took as a compliment, right? Like, okay, great, she trusts me.
Exactly, and that's sort of the insidious part, isn't it? That very trust, which feels good, it actually became his blind spot. It kind of inadvertently created the perfect cover.
So his own confidence maybe opened the door a little. Then in 2019, Claire leaves her job. She wants to start an Etsy-style candle business.
And he was supportive. He gave her, $6,000 from their savings to get it going?
Yeah, $6,000 to kick it off. But the first year, the business only brings in about $2,000 in revenue. He figured, okay, early days, growing pains.
Makes sense. But then COVID hits, his hours get cut, and the business still isn't making much. Claire's explanation: supply chain problems, shipping delays.
All plausible things at the time.
Totally plausible. But here's the catch. At the same time, her business Instagram account is showing tons of growth, lots of followers. It projected success even if the money wasn't there.
A disconnect. So by 2021, things start feeling off. He notices they're not saving as much. Little things pop up.
Like what sort of thing?
Well, daily Starbucks runs, more Amazon boxes showing up than usual. And then the big one, he finds a $400 Sephora bag just tossed in the trash.
Wow, $400.
Yeah. And when he asks her about these things, she always had an answer ready. Oh, that was a gift, or don't worry, I returned most of it, or the classic, I used my business card for that.
Excuses that deflected, basically.
Right. And he admits now he didn't push it. He wanted to believe her. He trusted her.
And that's so human, isn't it? Wanting to keep the peace, trusting your partner. It makes it incredibly hard to see red flags, especially when the deception is gradual, like lots of small things rather than one big one.
Until it wasn't small anymore. The dam finally broke about 6 months ago. He logs into their main checking account.
Yeah.
It's negative $47.
Ouch. Negative.
Their savings account. Down to $138. And the credit card maxed out. $12,000.
Oh my God. Just gone.
Gone. And he starts digging. Finds hundreds of small charges. Sephora, Ulta, Target, Amazon, Nordstrom, Shein, Anthropology, plus a bunch of sketchy subscriptions.
The classic death by 1,000 cuts spending pattern.
Exactly. So he confronts her with the proof right there.
And her reaction.
She just froze. And she admitted it. I didn't think you'd notice. That's what she said.
Unbelievable. Didn't think you'd notice. What else? Any explanation?
She claimed she was coping with stress, that buying things, these small luxuries, was her way of dealing. And she kind of vaguely said she figured it would balance out eventually.
Balance out how? Magically.
Right. And her final line was, chillingly, I didn't want to disappoint you.
Wow. So the disappointment of revealing the spending was worse than the spending itself, in her mind.
Seems like it. He left immediately. Ended up crashing on his brother's couch. But wait, it gets worse.
Oh, could it get worse?
He found out later she'd actually taken out a personal loan. In his name. Forged his signature.
No, that's fraud. Criminal.
Absolutely. So now he's divorcing her, obviously. He's completely broke, had to sell his car. And Claire, she's lawyered up.
And her angle.
Claiming mental health issues, saying she was financially abused, that he was withholding affection. Oh, and she's apparently posting TikToks about healing through crystals.
That is quite a turn. The deflection and counter accusation is unfortunately common in these situations.
It's just a mess. And you feel for the guy. He even says he still misses The version of her I thought was real.
Yeah, that hits hard. It's not just the money, is it? It's the shattering of the reality you believed in, the trust you had. The psychological damage is immense.
So let's bring it back. What does this awful story mean for you listening? The guy himself, the original poster, he asked things like, trust but verify. Don't hand over the passwords. Don't ignore red flags.
All valid questions. But I think it goes deeper, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, it shows how gradual deception, masked by trust, and frankly, the desire not to see something bad, can just lead to absolute ruin. It's not just about checking bank statements.
It's about having the courage to look closer, even when it's uncomfortable.
Exactly, the courage to confront something that might wreck the narrative you want to believe. Because what's really fascinating here is how hard it is for us as humans to face uncomfortable truths, especially with people we love.
Yeah.
So it raises this really tough question, I think. If your relationship is built on trust, how do you actually practice financial transparency? How do you verify things without making it feel like you're accusing your partner, without damaging that trust?
That's the tightrope, isn't it? Balancing faith with, practical reality checks.
It really is. Finding that balance is crucial.
A really important thought to chew on, especially when, as this story shows, the consequences of not finding it can completely alter your life.
I paid for his cancer treatment. He ran off with my wife.
Okay, here's a story that almost sounds fake. You ready? I paid for his cancer treatment. He ran off with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sounds like a movie tagline, right? Like, oh, sure, next you'll tell me he learned to tap dance. But this isn't fiction. It actually happened.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So today we're really digging into this incredible account from a 42-year-old IT guy, lives just outside Columbus, Ohio. He felt this deep duty to help his childhood best friend, Joel. Joel got diagnosed with stage 3 lymphoma and, crucially, no insurance.
Wow. Okay, so let's break that down. This guy, the narrator, he's married to Becca, 12 years. And he invites Joel, his sick friend, to move in with them. Then he starts paying for all the cancer treatment, which, isn't cheap. He went into debt, even refinanced his house for it.
A huge, huge undertaking. And he describes Joel as a budget Ryan Reynolds, sarcastic, witty. He even talks about really personal stuff, like cleaning up Joel's vomit, picking up his prescriptions, really being there for him.
Yeah, intense caregiving. So what about Becca, his wife? How did she take all this?
Well, initially, not great. The narrator mentions she was not thrilled. She apparently even whispered to him once, "He's manipulating you."
Oof. Did he listen to that?
Right.
Or just brush it off?
Seems like he brushed it off, maybe. Thought it was just stress. It's often hindsight, isn't it? Because later, things started to shift. Subtly at first. He mentioned finding Becca and Joel laughing together in the kitchen, little moments like that. But then these weird silences when he'd walk into the room, like he'd interrupted something private.
Oh, that's uncomfortable, that feeling.
Yeah.
And this is happening as Joel's actually getting better.
Exactly. The treatment's working. Joel starts looking noticeably better, which leads us to the main event, the climax.
Right. So it's a Thursday, their regular takeout night. He picks up Thai food, comes home, and the house is empty. Both Becca and Joel.
Yeah.
Gone.
No text.
Nothing. Silence. The news actually comes from Becca's sister. She just tells him straight, they left together. Had it together.
Oh my God, just rip the Band-Aid off. So what happens next? The aftermath must have been brutal.
Brutal is probably an understatement. 8 months later, he says he's still paying off the credit card debt from the treatments. And Becca. Just one email. That's it.
One email. What did it say?
Basically, I'm sorry it wasn't planned. We didn't mean to hurt you.
Wow. That's cold.
Yeah. And then he sees a picture Joel posted online of him and Becca. They're in Arizona at some canyon lookout, looking radiant and glowing.
While he stopped paying the bills and picking up the pieces, how did he say he felt seeing that?
Totally mixed up. Angry, of course. Missing her sometimes. Even bizarrely, almost happy for them in fleeting moments. It sounds really confusing. But mostly just feeling discarded. His words were like used Kleenex.
That's rough. Such a tangle of emotions, understandably so.
And then, there's this one final, kind of darkly funny twist. Or maybe just ironic. The hospital contacts him later. They'd overcharged for one of Joel's chemo sessions. So they send him a refund. $482.76.
A refund for the chemo after everything.
Yep. And you know what he did with it?
What?
Bought himself a really nice new espresso machine. He calls it petty, admits it.
Yeah.
But then he's like, screw it. Let them have each other. His closing thought, at least now I make really good coffee.
I kind of get that. It's small, yeah, but it's something. A tiny bit of control back, maybe. It really highlights the human side of this. It's not just abstract betrayal. It's finding ways to cope. And him saying he still doesn't know who he's more pissed at, Becca or Joel, that sums up the messiness, doesn't it?
Totally. It speaks volumes. This whole thing, it really makes you think, about what happens when you give so much, maybe too much.
Right. It raises this big question, connecting it outward. How do you respond when huge generosity gets met with what feels like the ultimate betrayal?
So for you listening, what does this deep dive leave us with? It's this thought, maybe. When selflessness bumps up against the sheer unpredictability of people, of relationships, where are the lines between right and wrong? And how do you even begin to sort through feelings that are so wildly contradictory? What really stands out to you from this whole incredible story?
I inherited millions and lost it all playing poker with my friends.
A really wild personal story. It's this anonymous confession from Reddit. And honestly, it just grabs you right away.
It really does.
It's about inheriting millions and then somehow losing every single cent.
And what's so compelling, I think, is the psychological side of it. It's more than just money. It's about how we make decisions when fortune suddenly smiles on us.
Right.
And how these little habits, things that seem harmless, can just spiral.
Yeah, so our mission here is to unpack the story, the surprising bits, the kind of aha moments in this guy's journey from millionaire to, broke, all because of poker nights with friends.
Sounds straightforward, but it's definitely not.
Okay, so picture this. He's 28 years old. Out of nowhere, he inherits $2.4 million.
Wow.
From his grandpa, who he describes as gruff, no nonsense. And the kicker, the grandpa apparently told him he was the only one who wouldn't piss it all away.
Oof. Talk about irony.
Yeah.
And pressure.
Seriously.
Especially when you learned about his financial history before the inheritance.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about that bit.
He actually admits he lost his previous savings on a crypto coin called, Boner coin.
You can't make this stuff up. Boner coin.
Okay, so maybe not the most risk-averse individual to begin with.
You'd think. But what's fascinating is what he did first. It was actually surprisingly responsible.
Really? Like what?
Paid off credit cards, bought a used Tesla he specifically mentioned, sadly, not the one with the fart app.
Huh. Okay. Sensible enough.
Moved to a nicer apartment, fridge made normal ice.
Decent start.
A very rational start. But that's often how it goes, doesn't it? It's not the immediate huge mistake. It's the slow creep, the little things that start to feel normal.
And for him, that creep started with poker. Weekly games, super casual at first. Friends he'd known forever, Evan, Nick, Mark. Started with just a $10 buy-in.
$10. Seems harmless.
Totally.
But then...
Yeah, this is where the escalation happens, right? It goes from 10 to 20, maybe 50.
Exactly. Then someone one night just throws down $1,000.
1,000. Quite a jump.
And our guy sitting on millions, he just matches it. Didn't blink. He said the feeling of those big pots, like 5, 10 grand in cash on the table, was powerful, dangerous, sexy.
Ooh, okay. So it's not just the money anymore. It's the thrill, the status.
And he lost $6,000 that first night they played for $1,000.
$6,000.
Wow. His thought, hell, I've got millions. What's 1,000?
Right. The scale just breaks. $1,000 becomes meaningless noise against millions.
And that psychology. You mentioned the gambler's fallacy.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely at play here. He described it perfectly. Winning felt like free money. Losing just meant, okay, a win's got to be coming soon. I'm due.
Like the universe owes him one.
Exactly. It's a cognitive bias. You ignore the actual odds because you feel like your luck has to turn. It fuels really bad decisions, like chasing losses.
And he gives this one example. Oh, man, it's painful. Losing $78,000.
$78,000 in one hand.
Yeah, he had pocket kings. Lost to a 7-2 offsuit. Some garbage hand that hit a runner flush.
Ugh, that's just brutal. Mathematically improbable, almost.
Soul-crushing. And then there's the dynamic with the friends. It gets weird.
How so?
He starts fronting them money. They're his broke, overworked buddies, right? So he lends them cash for the games. Keeps track of it all in this notes app list he calls his hit list.
A hit list, okay.
But surprise, surprise, they kind of just stopped paying him back.
Yeah, that's sadly predictable. That sudden wealth, it can really warp relationships. Friendship gets tangled up with financial dependency.
It feels like he was maybe trying to buy camaraderie.
Possibly. And that generosity or maybe that neediness, it ironically probably helped blind him to how bad things were getting for him.
So the crash, it comes hard and fast. He's at Panda Express one day.
Panda Express.
He checks his bank balance. He has $437.52 left.
Wow. From $2.4 million to that. Just gone.
And the fallout is just, it's total collapse. Sells the Tesla. Fridge stops working. Can't pay the electric. Owes money everywhere. Banks, casinos, even an ex-girlfriend. A pizza place.
The pizza place. Good grief. And the friends.
That's maybe the saddest part. His friend Nick apparently just kind of forgot he even inherited money. Or didn't notice he was suddenly broke.
Total isolation.
And Mark, the other friend, he did pay some back, but in crypto.
Yeah.
Which then immediately tanked.
Adding insult to injury. Just unbelievable.
So now he drives Uber, lives in what he calls a sad apartment, drinks boxed wine.
A stark change.
And he says this really poignant thing. He misses his grandpa's judgmental look, thinks maybe that disapproval might have saved me from myself.
Wow. That's heavy. Self-awareness after the fact.
He tries to sum up the morals. Don't trust friends, don't gamble, don't be an idiot, maybe all three.
It's complicated, isn't it? More than just simple rules.
It really makes you think about how fragile fortune can be, how fast things can unravel, even from something that seems small, like a friendly game.
Absolutely. And this deep dive, it really pushes you, the listener, to think about risk, about self-delusion, how money messes with our heads and our relationships. It's not just what happened, but digging into the why.
So let's leave you with this. What really stands out to you about this story? And maybe, how would you make sure that if good fortune ever struck, unexpectedly, it wouldn't blind you to that slippery slope, even with people you trust?
Thanks for being with us.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.